welcome back to Fight Capital, where we enter the ring of combat sports business. I'm your host, Ryan Rappaport. Today, I'm joined by Phil Hitman Caracappa, a professional MMA athlete out of New Jersey who gets set for his first match in the PFL Smartcage against Khai Wu at the PFL Championship in Washington, D.C. on November 24th. Thanks for being here today, Phil. How are you and where are you joining from?
I'm good, bro. Thanks for having me. I'm in Freehold, New Jersey right now, my hometown.
Nice. Yeah, I was cruising through some of your social media, and I see you have been at Nick Catone's before. We just had Sajara Eubanks. I don't know if you've ever run into her around the training rooms
Oh yeah,
there, but
I got plenty of rounds in with her through the years.
yeah. So a small world. I'm really curious. I read a little bit about your martial arts background and how that kind of became a foundation for your turning your life around right around your college time. How did you discover MMA as an impact on your personal journey?
So it's funny. I mean, I wrestled my whole life, so I was always into I guess the fighting aspect of it. But then when I was like 13, I see my first MMA fight. It was Tito Ortiz versus I think Ken Shamrock, and literally from that point on, I was obsessed with it, watching every card that was on. And then once I finished high school and finished college, I just jumped right into the game, found a gym by my house, and then, that's all she wrote from there.
Well, I mean, you've already had great experience. You've been with a lot of amazing promotions, UFL, Cage Fury, Dana White's Contender Series. Can you just talk to me a little bit about that process with the PFL, how you started working with them, and how it's differed with working other organizations that you've been a part of?
Yeah, so I actually got a call from them like 5, 6 weeks ago, and they offered me this opponent. I didn't even look him up. I just seen PFL and the opportunity to fight on ESPN Plus. So it was automatically. Yes. I didn't even have to look up the opponent, his record, nothing. So they called me. I said yes, and it's been smooth sailing from there. I'm excited to go out there for fight week and get a big media promotion and really put myself on the map now.
Yeah, well, I mean, I found particularly with all of the advertising and hype that the PFL is putting behind this, that's usually opening doors for athletes that are coming into promotions, even on like an undercard like you are. Have you found any doors being open for new sponsorships or partnerships since you made the announcement?
I mean, yeah, I got a lot of local businesses hit me up. I've always been big with sponsors in Jersey. I rep them hard, and I have a good name to promote other sponsors and stuff like that. So I know my first fight with PFL, I don't think you're really allowed sponsors. It's your second fight in. So right now, I'm just going in there looking to put on a show, get a quick finish, and then hopefully this sets me up for a bigger opportunity like jumping into the playoffs or the $1 million tournament. So I couldn't be more excited already for this.
Yeah, man, you touched on a pretty solid point there too. I mean, I don't think a lot of people, when they think about professional athletes and amateur athletes who are working their way up, they're always looking for those big, huge sponsors, right? Like they want the Venoms and the,
Right.
the all the power hitters, but they're not willing to look at locally who can help. They can provide value to as like a local face on an international stage. So
Right.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah, I got a couple. I mean, shout out to my longtime sponsors, Terrace Bagels out of Freehold and Jersey Freeze out of Freehold. Those have been with me since the beginning of my ride. So yeah, I mean, at this point, I mean, everyone's looking in it to make money short term and try to get sponsorships, but I'm just looking at the opportunity and what's going to come and the doors that are going to open after I win this fight. So, time will tell, and I really can't wait.
So tell me a little bit about how you're kind of building yourself up for this. Have you employed any like unique marketing strategies to build your brand leading up to the championship night?
Yeah, so I have actually my roommate, my best friend. He owns a supplement company called Apex Sport, and he does all that for me. He's making me media posts. He, reaches out to other companies, gets me interviews, stuff like that. So that alone, I mean, and then the way I fight, I feel like it just correlates together, and it brings the opportunities and the sponsorships. They just flow in.
That's very cool, man, to have someone in your corner helping you out like that. I mean, I think for people at your level, it's always like, how do we manage all this, right? From finding sponsors to doing the social to, your job is to train, right? But we're also always expecting you guys to be the marketers, the salespeople, the ambassador on top of that.
Right.
So it's cool that you have someone back behind you like that.
Yeah, I mean, luckily, yeah, I don't have to worry about that as much. I just, my roommate hooks me up, tells me what I got to do. He handles all the phone calls, conversations like that, and then I just get to go out there and showcase my skills, and everything unfolds how it's supposed to.
Mm. Well, what does a win mean for you on November 24th?
So I mean, this win is this everything for me. I battled my ups and downs through the years. I had a rough last 6 months. But now I'm just in such a peaceful place, and I'm ready to go. I can't even explain how hard I trained for this fight, and what I've sacrificed for it. I'm fighting on day after Thanksgiving, so there's no Thanksgiving this year for me. And, but like I'm excited. I know that's what comes to the game is a lot of sacrifice, and that's what I've done my entire career is sacrifice. Stuff that a normal person doesn't usually do, and that's why I'm in the position I'm in, and now I'm ready to go out there on ESPN Plus, have all my friends, family, fans watch me. So I couldn't be more ready for this.
Yeah, that's always a point I try to hone in on is what that actual struggle is because people only see the weigh-ins, the night of the fights, if that, right? So how do we kind of communicate like what people are going through to get to that place? And I didn't even think about it until you said that, but that essentially means you're weighing in on Thanksgiving Day, right?
Yeah, weighing in Thanksgiving, I guess morning. But I mean, I'm cool. I got two. I got, like I said, I got my roommate and one of my best friends coming down with me. So we're gonna make the most out of it. Have a good week, and I'm excited. I'm ready for the opportunity.
Have you like put any strategies into place to really monetize yourself? What you're doing right now, obviously leading up to the event to after the event when you get that win.
What do you mean? In what sense? Monetize?
Yeah, like how are you going to continue bringing sponsors in,
Gotcha.
finding opportunities, getting your next fight? I mean, obviously, wins the first way to get to it, right? But any
Right.
other things that you've been looking at, kind of strategies, social media wise, to help build yourself up that way?
Yeah, I mean, I'm heavy on social media. I know what people want to see, so I'm always locked into my Instagram, Twitter, stuff like that, and I have a following in that sense where people may not even come to my fights or stuff like that, but they're following me and my journey on Instagram, social media like that. So I'm very savvy with that stuff. I don't have to handle much of the other things, but as far as like social media, I know how to like rep myself and how to get sponsors, wanting to team up with me and stuff like that. So I guess that just comes with the years and the time I put into it.
It's a rarity, though. I mean, just to have the athletes that understand the value of being a content creator and what that
Exactly.
means. I mean, that's few and far between. And I did notice that about your social too, that people aren't just engaged, but they're commenting, they're supporting you. And that's always a really strong position. And it's actually funny. Some of my biggest posts and podcasts are local regional amateur fighters or professional fighters are just kind of rising up in their career. And it's just the amount of support that you're getting, not just from your community, but the businesses and people looking to athletes to hit that next level. It's always a pretty cool thing to see.
Yeah, and that lights a fire under me as it is, because the more eyes on me, the more pressure, the better I do. So that's why I like to keep a big social media following. I like to post all the time, keep people updated with my fight career, and whether it's inside fight camp, outside fight camp, what I do on a daily basis. I know all that correlates into the fight game and the numbers I'll bring in, the sponsorships I'll bring in, and like I said, an opportunity like this where I get to fight on PFL on ESPN Plus. So I'm ready to go.
Yeah, pretty amazing opportunity and really glad that you can be a part of that. Well, I know that you probably have to get back to it. It's late afternoon here, and I know you guys are always hustling. Are there any sponsors, teammates, coaches you want to give a shout out to for the interview?
Right now, I mean, I brought them up before. Terrace Bagels in Jersey Freeze. Those I rep them, whether I'm in the fight game or not in the fight game, always till the end. And then shout out to my main sponsor, Apex Sport. That's my boy Drew. And shout out to my team, Dante Rivera, BJJ. I wouldn't be where I'm at without them. All the guys I train with. We got a bunch of dogs in there and younger guys too. I'm 31 now, so I feel like I'm getting up there. I got a bunch of 22, 23-year-olds that look up to me, and that pushes me, that drives me, and that, like I said, just it's more fuel to the fire. So
And it's funny, you never think of a 30-year-old as a leader in a gym, right? But
Right.
very cool that you kind of have that responsibility, because that's what it is. People are looking to navigate the space. They don't, particularly younger athletes, they see something that you've been able to achieve. And while you might be kind of knocking yourself for where you've been the last 6 months, they see where you're at now. And I'm glad to hear that you've been building yourself up and getting you to a place where you're excited and ready to attack this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited because, like I said, all the young guys in the gym, they look up to me and they see what I've accomplished, and that boosts their motivation. That gives them hope that they could follow in my footsteps and get on the contender series, get in PFL, sign a big contract. So there's a lot of weight on my shoulders, but I love that. Like I said, the pressure makes diamonds. So, and that's exactly what I'm going to showcase in 2 weeks. So.
Amen, brother. Yeah, well, can't wait to see you there. I'll be there as well. Looking forward to seeing you perform and have a great opportunity there, as well as wishing you a healthy, safe camp leading up to that. And it's coming, man, it's just in a couple weeks here. So,
Yeah, thank. I appreciate it. Yeah, next thing you know, I'll be seeing you in 2 weeks. So.
yeah, amen. Well, hey, looking forward to having you there. Thanks for doing this today, and can't wait to see what's next.
Of course, bro. Thank you for the opportunity, man.
My
Okay.
pleasure.
Thanks, bro.